Mike.
Thanks a lot. Hope that works. Seems like. Matt, we heard a lot about consumer insights, how consumers behave on social media. I would like to shift a little bit the focus towards brands.
Sure.
Especially because I'm presenting a digital design studio working for brands. So I would be quite interested. Do you see a kind of a difference in cultures and how brands use social media? I mean, are there kind of benchmark countries from your point of view? Are there kind of different behaviors, how brands really react in social media doing marketing or rather advertising?
Sure. As far as like the variety of brands, if you look at luxury brands, they use social media mostly as an insight tool and a thing to kind of push on other people. Some of the FMCG brands try to kind of have more of a conversation with people, and they use social media as a way to create kind of new types of advertisements, if you will. And then what, of course, we're seeing from the brands that were mentioned this morning is that some of the brands are looking at more from an ecosystem point of view, is that how do I not just have an ecosystem of products, which is great if you're Nike or someone like that, but also how do I have an ecosystem of content? So the 4 kind of steps of the socials, of the psychology of the shopper, is that they're looking at each one of those 4 of how do I make sure that there is a lot of content to show that this is a popular product? How do I allow people to kind of play with my brand a little bit, play with my product a little bit? How am I allowing people to understand the industry that this product is kind of existing in? So there's a lot of different things that different brands are kind of using social for, but what I do think that is happening is that we're starting to grow out of the use of social just as a PR channel. And so we're starting to see that brands are looking for social to do more than just kind of show our buzz or show our sentimental value has increased by 4% this month. So they're expecting a lot more out of social media than just awareness.
Okay. Do you think there's an overall understanding worldwide from a brand point of view on how to use social media? Especially like, for instance, I could imagine that in South America, people behave a little bit more in a different way than in Europe or in the US. So,
sure.
Do you have some insights?
Yeah, for our office, we have 82 offices around the world that have to deal with this in different ways. So as you can imagine, social media means something very different to someone in Saudi Arabia as it does to someone in the UK, for example. So that kind of happens in 2 different ways. One, consumers use social media in different ways. In Brazil, they chat an enormous amount. They're very, very talkative. So Twitter is actually humongous there. So is Foursquare for some, for reasons that they haven't even tried to promote it there. So you see consumers using different channels in different ways, trying to find out information from each other in different ways, but also on the side of the organization of the brands. So taking that same structure, in Europe we have a very hierarchical structure where we have bosses that will say, I need you to hit this objective, and if you don't hit this objective, even if it wasn't possible, then you're in trouble. So there's a lot of fear in kind of European countries. In American countries, there tends to be a lot of fear, sometimes innovation, depending on what type of company it is. But in Brazil, or South America as a whole, Colombia is a great example, the organization structure there is so chatty with your colleagues that you find that they're able to make decisions much quicker. And so I think that's one of the reasons why we've seen a lot of the brand efforts in South America explode so quickly, is because the structure inside the company allows them to be more agile. Similar thing in China, where they do have a very hierarchical relationship, but in China, people find ways to break the rules really quickly. I don't know how, but it seems that happens a lot. And so likewise, we've also seen that some of our Chinese brands and also the branches of the brands in China have been able to adapt to social much more quickly. The overall focus is how quickly can you turn into an agile company?
Like it was asked if in China, if there are cases of this rule breaking and how this rule breaking came out. So interesting stories about China rule breaking.
Sure. So there was a little bit of it. I don't want to get anyone in trouble, so I'm going to leave out a few of the brand names. But it's a very big Ogilvy client that makes products for your face. And there was a story of a little bit of a PR possible scandal that kind of broke up not about the brand, but about Chinese women and the way that they see beauty. And there was a really quick opportunity for this brand to be able to make a decision to kind of release this piece of content that wasn't quite approved yet, and they just did it. And that happened, and that piece of content happened to really kind of excel with the Chinese kind of rising change of women and their approach to beauty. And so that image became like a bit of an anthem for people. As we saw that kind of take off, there was also an opportunity, because they broke the rules once, for them to break the rules again and start putting that at the point of sale. So instantly, within about 2 weeks' time, we were able to kind of get some point of sale materials that first appeared on the web, put it in some kind of key locations, and suddenly buying this product was almost like signing a petition for this kind of redefinition of Chinese beauty. And that was a really big deal, because if you know anything about China and point of sale, it's that typically point of sale, you have to almost reinvent the campaign when you get down to the point of sale in China, which costs an enormous amount of money for companies, because they have so much clutter at the point of sale that you can't use the same image, because they don't do referrals like we do in the West.
Okay.
So that's one story. I'm happy to share some more, maybe with a little bit more details later, but yeah.
Are there any other questions someone would like to ask? Do you have a question?
Many, but I think that we are running out of time.
Wie sieht's aus? Yeah, we're running out of time. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
So maybe we can find a possibility to meet you. Someone could meet you around the.
Yeah, I'll be here all day.
Yeah, you will be around. No? Okay. And social.
Yeah,
Okay.
apparently.
Yes. Then thank you very much. So we can just say goodbye for now.
Thank you very much.
Mike, thanks.